Brain feeling a bit fuzzy? Might be that show Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. It's on every Monday and Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. It gets to you. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
It's that time of the night. It is Wednesday night time for some Straight Talk. This is your host, Matt Hasley, coming at you. Special thanks to our sponsors out there, eat24.com. If you haven't ate yet, log on to eat24.com, download that app for your favorite mobile device. Click, order, and eat. It's like a food truck in your pants. Really, it's that easy. Or hotsaucevault.com. Check out Louis. He's got hottest of the hot, wimpy for the wimpy. You name it, gag gifts. He's got it all. HotSauceVault.com. Gene, welcome to the show. Paul, welcome to the show. I'm kind of unprepared tonight. I was all ready to get prepared for the show, and I did Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars with Johnny Blender. Mike, welcome to the show. I produced his show, and I produced Sports Insider with Glenn, so I didn't have a lot to do because I did not want to get on my computers and do a lot more research and articles that I was looking at before. So we're going to do is wing this for an hour and talk about stuff that's going on in the news. But I didn't want to do is have anything, me mess up their audio. So I figured it probably would not be a good idea to start opening too many web pages and crash one of them. Because if you've ever seen what goes on, a lot of people don't realize how much it takes to do the shows. I got two monitors, 22-inch monitors sitting side by side, full of screens. So I got right now I'm broadcasting on 3 platforms, and I'm not even running one of the platforms tonight just because I got so much stuff going on. It's crazy what. All the different things that are going on that people, it's fun, but sometimes it can be real hectic. Scott, welcome to the show. We had, talking about the news, I saw that in golf news, I saw that Padraig Harrington got hit by a fellow playing partner, one of the amateurs. That I always wondered about, people playing in pro-ams. He ended up having to withdraw from the St. Jude's, FedEx St. Jude, because of, it was weird. He was coaching an amateur player. And one of those freaky things that happened, he said, thought his career ended Monday after the Irishman was hit on the left elbow after an amateur took a practice swing during a clinic. Said Harrington withdrew the FedEx St. Jude Classic, but tweeted the bizarre explanation on Tuesday. He said, thankfully, nothing was broken. He just got 6 stitches. Thought it was the end of me playing competitive golf. So I had my old, what is it, want a Twinkie? Yeah, sure. I'm an ex-cop. It's donuts. Yeah. Lynn, welcome to the show. Lynn, welcome to the show. And Bob, welcome to the show. Lynn with 2 N's and Lynn with 1 N. So, but, no, I made a nice little pick for your husband there, Lynn. So, I hope he enjoyed it. So, hello there, Bobby. Wobby Bots. Yeah. But, no, I have a story about, I've been hit, I don't know how many times teaching lessons. I've been hit in the hand, I've been hit in the chest, hit in the arm. It happens. It's one of those things when you're teaching, where you tell people, don't swing, don't swing, don't swing, don't swing. And then the minute you stop saying don't swing, that's when they swing and they hit you. So you're trying to step in to show them something what to do. I got to make sure my phone lines are forwarded here so I don't get yelled at by Joe while I'm not answering the phone. And Tom, welcome to the show. So did the Bra Cup thing. So did the Bra Cup thing then. You mean 36Cs? No, that was not a picture there. Ask him to show you the Twinkie picture. So, official whiskey, cars, and cigars, Johnny Blender Twinkie picture. No, I was, teaching different lessons and stuff like that. Once I got hit right between the knuckles. That one's probably stung the worst. But I had a boss of mine when I was assistant. We were teaching junior lessons, and I mean, all of a sudden you just hear one of these, and it was a smack. And I was like, what the heck was that noise? And I turn around and look, and the kids are kind of in an arc, so I can't see him. I take one step back, and he's on the ground holding his head, and the kid hit him right across the eye. It went right down across his eye and down his face right here. Luckily, it didn't hit. I thought he lost an eye when I first there. We take him to the shop. Guy went playing, happened to be a member, was a doctor, took a look at him. He goes, no, it looks like you got just a contusion and all that. So the next week, we're out teaching ladies group lessons. And I look around, and I'm like, where's he at? What the heck? And he's like 30 feet back teaching lessons. Because he's so gun-shy about getting hit again. So, yeah, it happens. And the problem is that those guys, if they get hit, they don't make anything. Everybody goes, oh, yeah, it'd be great to be a tour player. Yeah, if you're a good one. Otherwise, you're going to just spend money going from tour event to tour event making nothing. So if you're a good one, or if you got a good sponsor, almost every tour player that is on the exempt list has a sponsor. Oh, got the call coming in. Let's see here. But, yeah, every tour player that's on the exempt list will get a sponsor. Nick, welcome to the show. We'll get, somebody like Titleist or Callaway or FootJoy. You know what? Well, generally you see, the big sponsors. And they'll make about $100,000 to $150,000 a year in sponsor money. And the reason why is because they don't, all these companies don't want to miss out on the boat, because what happens is it's a lot easier to sponsor a guy and pay $100,000 and him not play well than it is to not have a spot. Go, this guy's a nobody, and we're not going to sponsor him, and then have him win, 2 opens in a U.S. Open that year and a PGA or a Masters and stuff, and then he's got a blank bag. So I guarantee anybody that's made the 125 exempt, they're going to sponsor them. That's easy money for them. And Nick will remember this. Nick would know about this. Wilson Golf used to be huge in tour presence. Now they got Padraig Harrington. They got, what's it? Well, he didn't even play on tour anymore. Jesper Parnevik used to carry it. You have a few others. Palmer, I think it is, that still sports the bag, the Wilson bag. But Wilson decided to sponsor all the the assistant pros the one year. And I don't know, I thought it was a nice idea, but amateurs, or not amateurs, but assistants, all they're doing is working the counter. It's not like they're out there with the bag showing it off to everybody. So I mean, it was a nice idea to get all the assistants playing, Wilson Golf. But the problem is, it doesn't sell you anything. If you don't see it on TV, a lot of people thought that Wilson was gone. They thought they were done for, off the tour. And you have all these sponsors like, Titleist and TaylorMade, and you see their bags and Ping and, Bridgestone. I mean, they're doing constant commercials. Callaway. I just saw their new U.S. Open stuff. It's sweet. Let me see. We got a call coming in here. You're on with Straight Talk.
Is that Sarah O'Rourke that picks up your phone?
I don't know. She's
some English girl picks up your phone.
She's hot, isn't she?
It must be Sarah O'Rourke. That must be Sarah O'Rourke. Now, I want to know, I was kind of confused. I listened to you with...
Is this Joe Savino?
Yeah, this is Joe Savino. Listen, I was kind of confused. I was listening to you and Johnny Blender on his show tonight, which is Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars, and I was kind of confused. I always thought your last name was Hadley.
Yeah.
But now you said it's... What is it now, exactly?
It's Hasley. You know damn well.
Oh,
Go get your frozen Twinkie and stick it where the sun don't shine.
No, but listen, he was calling you a different name.
I know, and I told him, I said, well, in Louisiana they might pronounce it Hasley, but in Iowa it's pronounced Hasley.
Well, and then you said you was I guess up in Boston we call it Halsey, right?
Yeah,
Halsey?
Admiral. Yeah, Admiral. Call me the Admiral.
Yeah, Admiral Halsey. Yeah, all right, I could do that. I'll call you the Admiral. Yeah, but it was a good show. It was good. You guys back and forth, and then I was listening to Glenn's show. What has he got, a cold or something like that?
My God. Every Tuesday, I didn't think he felt very well. Maybe,
Maybe got a cold.
Yeah,
got a cold.
Yeah.
But,
well, it happens. My God, I'll tell you, when it hits you, Johnny Blender says he had a blast. So welcome, John. Welcome to the show. And where's my cigar? I hear all these people going, hey, you look at this box of cigars they have, and I don't have
you
one.
don't.
It doesn't
but you
matter.
Don't smoke cigars.
I would sit there and keep the box as a trophy. I mean, like sitting there and I can show it up. Put a bubblegum cigar in that son of a bitch. I don't care.
No, but I mean, what you gonna find, like shoving up Monica Lewinsky or something like
that's
that?
right. Give me one of them frozen Twinkies too. Now I can do is do a at-home colonoscopy kit. You go send me.
Yeah, you guys did a great.
Yeah,
you guys did a great job. Great job. It was awesome. I mean, I guess actually it was called Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars with Matt Halsey.
Yeah. Get your logoed frozen Twinkie. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you go. I'm listening to you on the radio.
What do you want? You driving?
Yeah, I
make sure you pull. Hey, make sure you pull over when that cop comes up behind you.
No, I'm on my cell phone. I have to go meet some starlets. So basically, that's what I was doing. But yeah, I will. I'm gonna tune in right now. Listen, I tried to call you on the 800 number, but you wouldn't pick up. And then I called you again, and then some English woman came on. I thought it was Sarah O'Rourke.
I forwarded them. Check this out.
Yeah. So
look at right there.
I can't see nothing. I'm driving.
I'm showing everybody there that it's forwarded, so I don't want to hear anybody bitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
The lines are forwarded.
No. All right. But anyway, I'll send you Podcast University tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Matt, for everything. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Take care.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cubbies home run just made it 6-4. They're still down, but it is. They got some time left. Only 7th inning, so.
Red Sox Nation. Talk to you later.
Yeah. See ya. That's a bad connection. Did he say Red Sox? So no, but we're talking about the PGA Tour. There was this is a story that was relayed to me by my father. Back talking about sponsors and stuff like that. Back Jack Fleck, he won the 1955. Mark, welcome to the show. He won the 55 U.S. Open. He beat Ben Hogan in an 18-hole playoff. It was like David and Goliath, slaying the dragon or whatever you call it. It was just unbelievable because he was he's won other tournaments, but he was not like a legend like Ben Hogan, So he had went to Wilson and he wanted them to design, and Wilson at that time, way back, was the leader. I mean, they were, if you played, when Wilson staffed tour blades, that was it. He was the, if you had Wilson staff blades all the way up probably into the late 80s, that was Wilson dominated the irons. Well, back in like 1955, early 55 or 54, he went to the head CEO of Wilson and said, "Hey, I want to iron with my name, on it." And they wanted to sponsor him, and they went, "No, we're not going to do that." And then he goes out and wins the U.S. Open in 55, and the CEO of Wilson went to Jack Fleck, and what is wild is Jack Fleck was a pro where I'm at now, and he went to him and he says, "I gotta really tell you, I got egg on my face. I made a mistake." And well, Jack's of course not gonna, do a deal with him now because he's, I don't know if he was pissed or I don't know if he ever offered him a deal after that, but he was just felt really bad that he didn't make the deal. But I had one gentleman that plays at the course all the time. He sent me yearbook photos of Jack Fleck from 1955. Well, actually, 39 when he graduated high school. So, and I said, what's kind of wild is, Stephanie, welcome to the show. I said, if you had the 1938 golf team photo, Vic Siegel, who worked for me, all the way up until he probably got up in his 80s when he finally just retired. He's still living and he's in his mid 90s. Was on that team with Jack, so that was kind of cool. There was always a joke. My dad, when 1938 or 39, they were playing, and Jack Fleck says, "I don't remember that on that happening." He goes, "Yeah, because you weren't good enough to be on the team then." And you think about what he became. Well, yeah, it's kind of like Tiger getting cut from his freshman basketball team, I'm not Tiger, I'm Michael Jordan. But yeah, it's you think about the old days and sponsoring a guy now, they have to sponsor everybody. Oh, well, it's Joe Savino. Welcome to the show, Joe. You like to, I like to see these young guys come up. I was real happy last week that, he went ahead, took the lead, and then for 2 days, and we talked about him last week. Yeah, thanks, Joe. Your thumb is very active. But, you think about, your tournaments and stuff like that. They talk about, this is a funny story here, but they talk about Charles Barkley. Sure is the real reason why he's so bad at golf. And I'm like, he even tried to have Hank Haney, who is a big golf teacher, to try to fix his golf swing. And they worked with him, and apparently it wasn't enough to do anything good. But Barkley, apparently, he says he says, like typical golfer gushes about their annual golf trip, gives me a few days away from work and family obligation. It's the one thing we look forward to every year. Barkley said in Tuesday conference call hosted by the celebrity event, which he was at the American Century Championship. Now it's the 20th year, and playing a golf tournament is beautiful, Lake Tahoe. He goes, until you remember just how bad Barkley is at golf. He says, in 2 of the past 3 years, the NBA Hall of Famer has failed to record a single par. So, in 54 holes, seriously, how is this fun? I tell you what, if I got to the point where I did make a par in 54 holes, I'm going to be snapping clubs. It better be below par, but yeah. If Hank can't fix him, or it can't help him. I don't know what it is. He needs Dave Rotella. And if you don't know who Dave Rotella is a sports psychologist. He, and no, he doesn't make the Nutella, Joe. You know, but if Bob Rotella, that's how I'm thinking of it. But Bob Rotella, he's a sports psychologist, and he is one of those guys where they were talking about him, where they took a good amateur player, and he's working with him, and he would have him hit tee shots, and this guy hit 5 tee shots in a row, perfect. And so then he'd throw the ball on the ground without a tee. And the guy'd go up there, and he would waggle the club, you know, right before hitting it. And then he'd hit it perfect. And he goes, why'd you waggle it 3 more times than you did when you were going to hit your ball off the tee? And the guy was like, I didn't realize I was doing that. And he says, yeah, he says, he goes, well, I guess I think it's a harder shot. And he goes, why? You know you can do it. And by the end of the session, working with this guy, getting him to free up his mind to understand that he could do this, he was rolling the ball to him, and as the ball would get there, he would hit it off the ground. So that's the thing is, you know, the power of the mind. You know, I have people that you tell me all the time, I can't do this. They're, oh my God. And, you know, you know, you just like, you can do it. It's positive thinking. You have to tell yourself. And Mike, no, they finished the renovation. It's done. I'll have to post some pictures of it. It looks pretty good. It's we're gonna have a hell of a putt-putt tournament, that's for sure. Because I would tell you what, all the way across that, from one end to the other clubhouse in the middle of this winter, we're having a putt-putt championship or something. I don't know what it's gonna be, but yeah, it's a pretty good size with all everything filled in, and it's done. We just moved everything. Yesterday was our first full day when everything was pretty much done. And now all they got to do is a little touch up here and there, paint a few spots, fill a little hole, put a little dap in holes or whatever and paint them over and fix, a little touch up nicks in here and there. But other than that, it looks great. It was a long time getting it finally done. Hopefully, with the final walkthrough, then we'll be able to do is relax and get the year going. But we got a junior tournament starting Friday, which is nice. Yeah, come by. I'll be there this weekend. It's going to be a hot one. So if you I'll cook you a burger, depending on what time you get there. Don't get there at 11 o'clock and sit there and ask me, to make you a burger at 11 o'clock. But, no, so yeah, if you get up here, that'd be awesome. And, you'll get to see firsthand what it looks like. I know you're going to walk in, you're going to go, holy crap. I had, Pat Anger played for the Indianapolis Colts. He walked in, had been there in the shop and since last year. And he walked in, he goes, am I having a stroke? He goes, am I in the right clubhouse? Yeah, he was kind of shy. I said, no, Pat, you're fine. But, no, we, supposedly what was today? Kind of transitioning out of golf. Actually, not this weekend is FedEx St. Jude, which helps out tons of kids. I think it's a great tournament. Support kids, stuff like that. But, any donations and stuff like that come through that, they do so much in, in funding and helping all kinds of different ranges of, the cancer and all kinds of different things. That just kills me to see a young kid with cancer and stuff like that. It's just, so frustrating to watch that. You're so sad for, the family to have to go through that with a little one. But, yeah, it's a big weekend this weekend for FedEx St. Jude, and next week is the U.S. Open at Erin Hills. I got to see the new U.S. Open bag by Callaway. Wow, is that pretty awesome. Got head covers and everything matching. I'll share it on my Facebook page. It's got the It's friggin' badass. I tell you what, I'd love to have one, but I'm sure they're on a limited quantity. I know that they're limited, and love to have one in the shop there with all the stuff, all the bells and whistles. It's cool how they did it, you know. But yeah, it would be a sweet bag to have. So I'm sure that there's going to be some, you know, with that U.S. Open red, white, and blue all over it. Yeah, that's wicked. Doesn't get much better than that. So make me one no matter what time it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, you better get here early, buddy. Grill's off a certain time. Oh, yeah. Yep, just seeing the joy in their eyes. I don't. That's exactly right. Johnny Blender, if you guys are listening on Spreaker or something like that, or on TuneIn, he said they had a dragster at the Cancer Kids last year. Just seeing the joy in their faces when we let them sit in the dragster brings tears to your eyes. Yeah. You know, I'm an ex-police officer. I've been to some situations that you run into, and probably the ones that that bothered me the most are when it happened to kids. Anytime, it's so sad to see, you know, this kid seeing something, either his dad, something happened to him, or, you know, something where, you know, you just hear a kid yelling, "Daddy, Daddy," or "Mommy, Mommy," when, you know, something's going on, or, you know, they're injured, or you see a kid injured. I got two incidents that sit in my. I've talked about them before in the show, and one of them I was, and I say unlucky enough because I was an officer that was working, and we were on the scene, and it was something right out of a movie. It was just so crazy with the lights. And Dick, welcome to the show. And you know, it's kind of smoky area, and lights got, you know, as they're digging up a 7-year-old kid. I mean, it was just. That's one that haunts me to this day. I can actually smell the smell of death right now, just because it sticks in my brain. And one other one was, I was one of the officers on taking statements when they took we were separating witnesses out of a guy that ran from the police, and he turned a corner and hit a station wagon, a little. One of those little, I can't think of what kind, maybe a Dodge or something like that, or Plymouth station wagon. And I thought it was a 2-door compact when I saw it. They crushed that back end so bad, and I pulled the kid out, and the fireman was doing CPR on the kid, and I was just like, the things that you remember, and you know, it just bothers you to this day of how evil this world is, and how, you know, I just don't understand how people can do that. I talked about a story last week where a lady shot her and killed her 2 kids because she didn't want them to grow up and see the evil in this world. And I'm like, so you would do that to them? Man, I just don't understand that. It's just so sad. Just crazy. But yeah, how do we transfer the show into something more positive? You know, I don't know. Well, I did get to see in the news, looking at Suicide Squad 2. That's in the making right now. I don't know if I actually thought that was kind of funny, the first one, but yeah, that's supposed to be it's in the script in production or something like that. I actually thought it was kind of a funny show. Some of the parts of it. What you know? What else is going on in the news? Well, we didn't have a lot of chance of prepping for this show, so I did see this video, and you can go online just about anywhere and see this kid. He on dash cam video caught this kid jumping on and shattering out her windshield. And I'm like, it says that it was a random attack, It says, a woman leaving Atlanta grocery store was caught off guard when a man jumped on her car and stomped on her windshield. The woman told police she was leaving a Kroger supermarket when a man jumped on the hood of her Hyundai Sonata and kicked the windshield several times until it shattered. Then he ran away. You know, I'm just like, what is with people? You know, just to do stuff like that. Top of the eighth, Cubs are still down 6-4. They had actually 2 on and didn't get anything in last inning. So, but we had. What's tomorrow supposed to be? Well, actually, Comey testified, and I guess he's supposed to testify again before or something or whatever. But apparently, they're saying that. And this is a quote from one of the stories. Let me see here. It says, this is Washington Post. It says FBI Director James Comey will testify under oath Thursday.
You'd be hanging out in here, so if you need anything, text me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's an ad popping up there. But it says, I will testify tomorrow. So if they, it says, CNN got it wrong. This is one of the ones, article here. It says, back on May 9th, the White House released a letter that President Trump sent to former FBI Director James Comey, informing him that he had been relieved of his duties within the FBI. So, got my ads popping up here. It says, within the letter, Trump awkwardly inserted the sentence thanking Comey for informing him on 3 occasions that I'm not under investigation. Here's the full post here. It says, while I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I'm not under investigation, I nevertheless concur with the judgment of the Department of Justice that you are not able to effectively lead the Bureau. So,
the U.S. election.
So,
and how, if at all, the Trump campaign was related.
Oh, I'm getting a CNN article popping up over top.
Firing.
But I hate when it auto plays. But it says, not long after setting out, the CNN and ABC struck gold when they confirmed that FBI Director James Comey is reportedly set to testify. He never told President Donald Trump that he was under investigation. And they went through the summary and all that. It said former FBI Director James Comey is reportedly set to testify. He never told Donald Trump that he was under investigation. That was through, according to CNN and ABC. But it says, unfortunately, CNN's anonymous source seems to have been mistaken on this one. And while they said they have no doubts generally about the integrity of CNN and their anonymous sources, Comey's direct testimony released just a while ago seems to confirm that what Trump said on his original May 9th letter and exactly the opposite of what a CNN subsequently reported. They wouldn't, I mean, Covfefe license plates have sold or been purchased almost every state across the country. I know that in Iowa and Illinois, they have that Covfefe license plate, Covfefe, and he got more crap out of that. So if he's going to, the people give him crap about his Twitter. And what I like about it is, so they go, okay, why is it, him having his Twitter? Because he's going to sit there and tweet out. I did not see who he appointed the new FBI director. I would like to see him appoint a new FBI director. But if he's going to get this much crap over Covfefe, because they want to do is attack, they want to attack him about his collusion with Russia. Even if he did collude with Russia, is it illegal for them to sit there and say, with Russia to help him with the election? No. Did he get that many voters to vote for him in states? It's not illegal what he did. Even if he did. Not saying he did, but even if he did do that, that's not a crime. If that's the case, then Hillary would have got, when she gave uranium rights to Russia? What would that be? So I just think it's a witch hunt. They're trying to do everything they can. It's ridiculous. They don't want to sit there and respect who the president is, and there's some people that didn't want to respect when Obama was president, and I can live with that. But when you got senators and congressmen that are doing this, and I mean, it gets a little old. It doesn't matter. They'll go on to the next thing. They'll find something else to go after that. I mean, first it was P-Gate, whatever. They were trying to use this dossier that was released by some, whatever, that Trump was peeing on hookers and stuff like that. I'm like, come on. And then when that got knocked down, then they went on to something else. And then it was Trump University. Then it was like boom, boom, boom. They're just trying to find a reason. I mean, maybe they will find one. I don't know. But I mean, God, I would never want to be president. That's for sure. They wouldn't have to set up and try to defend myself. And I got to give him credit. What he does with Twitter, he goes out and he speaks past everybody. Because if he went and said, well, I want to release this statement to the media, well, they would only take out of it what they wanted out of it. And they wouldn't release the whole statement. They released part of it. And by the time they released what they did, I know it's only 144 characters, but he gets his message across his way. Apparently it did, and that's what I like Sean Spicer said. His press secretary said that's what he did during the campaign. And apparently it worked well enough for him there. So, I mean, you know, where are we going to be a year from now? Probably doing the same thing. You know, they want him out so bad because they are so unhappy that he's undoing stuff that they set up. I just don't understand that. I mean, you got Democratic-run cities like Chicago and Baltimore and New York and stuff like that, and have some of the highest crime rates. And they sit there and they go, oh, well, what we'll do is we'll tax you more and make you pay more for, you know, you can't buy a 52-ounce soda because, you know, we want to tax you on that. I'm like, give me a break. Rather than doing stuff like that, why don't you do is help them out? You know? You got people living in, like, nasty. Yeah, they can't control them. That's exactly right, John. You know, you got people living in poverty in places, and they're afraid to walk the streets because it's so dangerous. People are getting robbed and stuff like that. I had a friend of mine who lives up in Chicago. You know, I don't know how many times he'd been robbed. I mean, you can't carry anything with you because you're afraid to get robbed. You know, he'd been robbed at, strong arm robbed. But, yeah, I mean, and do you think taxing somebody, how can you tax people enough to try to pull people out of poverty? It doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. You can't tax enough to pull somebody out of poverty. So you need to do is go at, I understand with programs to get them to work themselves out of poverty. Just giving them stuff like that isn't going to pull them out of poverty. It's going to make them work or do anything different. So they always talk about gun control, and I'm a Second Amendment guy. I think that the Second Amendment is for a reason, and they say, well, you don't need an AR-15 for hunting. Well, I'm sorry, but the Second Amendment wasn't written for deer hunting in mind. The Second Amendment was meaning so I can defend myself against enemies, foreign and domestic, So, it's yeah. We talk about the Second Amendment and being able to defend ourselves in our home. Well, they'd say, well, if it saves one life, we get more gun control, more comprehensive gun control, or common sense. I always love that, common sense. I mean, they don't have any common sense to start with. What are you talking about? But so they go, common sense, if it saves one life, if we do this. If they were so interested in saving one life, they would ban birth control or ban abortion. Doesn't that save a life? That save a lot of lives. You know, and it amazes me is how many people they go to bat for. And, you know, with our President Trump wants to do is do a travel ban now. He wants to do a travel ban. And Jimmy Carter did the same thing. Jimmy Carter did a travel ban. And until they can vet the people, look at UK. Look what they got going on. And the ISIS is coming out right now and it's saying this is just a little, I mean, they may, let me see, I can bring it, go up on Drudge Report. And it says right here, it says, ISIS says Manchester attack, just a sneak preview. So, I mean, people want to sit there and do, you know, what's that? Hear no, you know, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. I mean, they want to play, they want to, you know, deaf, blind, and dumb. They want to sit there and not believe what they're seeing. It's not, oh, it's not really happening. Oh, they don't mean anything. Oh, it's not just the, it's not the religion. It's not the proper Islam. Well, I'm sorry. And then President Obama comes out and says, well, they did some bad things in the name of Christianity. Yes, but that was in the Crusades. If they were doing it now, I'd be speaking out. You don't hear them doing that now. It's not like they sit there and they go, well, you have termites, but you had a rat infestation, you know, a few years ago, so let's treat for that. You know, I'm like, sorry. It just, you know, you can't deny it. And these people are not afraid to sit there that are members of ISIS and they want Sharia law. They think maybe 100 kids up in Michigan or Minnesota or up or wherever they were had that genital mutilation where the doctors that were Muslim doctors were doing that genital mutilation on these kids. What sick individual does that to somebody? Well, okay, then I think you ought to do is cut his pecker off, and let's say that'll do is the same thing. You know, I'm like, castrate the bastard, you know? Let him, get him a little idea what it feels like to have that. So, it's, you know, I don't understand a religion that would make you do that. You know, and to sit there, you know, I don't understand the religion. I don't understand in all religion. All religions fight everybody. And that's the thing. But when a religion tells you that you need to kill somebody by strapping a bomb to your chest to think you're going to, you know, all of a sudden when you get to where you're going, they're going to go, okay, you get 72 virgins. Well, those might be virgin gorillas, you know. They might be virgin gorillas that have its way with you. You never know. But, no, I just don't think that's, I don't know how you can deny it. And I worry about the people from UK, that it just kind of like, they were like, okay, let's keep bringing them in. Oh, they're fine. And the problem is we keep doing the same thing here. I don't mind immigration from whatever country it is, as long as they want to assimilate the laws and you know, just live like other. To be an end to the U.S. You know, I couldn't believe it when I've never seen a president when another president is doing something, another president come out and say, because we pulled out of the Paris Accord, I've never seen another president step up and say, well, hopefully the cities will do it on their own. You know, I'm like, really? I've never seen anything where a president goes to undermine a current president. So, but, I mean, I haven't been around that long, only half a century, so a little more than a half a century, so I'm a young pup. So, it's confusing to see, actually disturbing to see that. But, no, looks like Cubs are going to do a score one here to, yep, Cubs make it 6-5, bottom of the 8th. Got a, Schwarber just hit a double off the wall to score John Jay. So, they're fighting their way back. They had a 5-game win streak, so hopefully they can maybe get another hit here, score Schwarber and make it tie it up. I tell you what, he's a good little hitter. I wouldn't say little. He's like a linebacker. I guess he was a hell of a linebacker in college. But yeah, you know, what are they going to go if they get rid of this Comey deal? What's going to be next? They're going to look for something else. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go. We have in odd news tonight. We had Michigan man. Michigan man attempted to pay his city fine of $270 in all pennies, but apparently was rejected by them. And I don't blame him, because, I mean, that would be a mess. But I tell you what, I bet you that was a pain in the ass to go out there and try to, he said, I guess he tried to make a first installment of $27 on the fine, and he admitted he intentionally tried to make it more tedious for the city workers by going at 4:55 p.m., 5 minutes before City Hall closed. He goes, it was on purpose. He said, I decided to be just penny ante as they were. And it says but his plans were foiled, however, when Jackson City Treasurer conferred with the city attorney and confirmed that they didn't have to accept the payment. So I don't know why not. It's actually considered, isn't it legal tender? Said McConaughey said the city would not accept pennies unless they were rolled, or he paid the cost of having them rolled. So it was foolish. We tried to accommodate him. He said, nope, you're not. You're counting these right now. McConaughey returned to City Hall 11 times with bags of pennies to make installments on the fine and pay interest, but his coins were rejected each time. So, you know, yeah, okay, you make your point. He wanted to dump off nearly 22,000 pennies to pay a $212 fine. But, you know, I think that once you get turned away once and to try to keep doing it, you're just trying to be a dick. You know, that's what you are. Tony, welcome to the show. But here's a kind of a crazy story. This is out of California. Police in California said a 25-cent toy vending machine at a California restaurant dispensed balls of putty filled with cocaine. It said Bell Gardens police said a young boy's mother put 25 cents in a vending machine at a Tequila Los Altos and got a putty ball toy for her son. While her son was playing with the putty ball, it ruptured and white powdery substance came out. So, what did they do? They went and said the mother called police, who determined the white powder tested positive for cocaine. Detectives examined the machine and seized about 4.8 ounces of cocaine. Police said the phone number on the machine. I'm getting a commercial there. Says returns to a company calling itself Snack Time Vending Investigators are asking any business using the company's machines to remove them from public access and contact police. So imagine that. Little quarter bag. I mean, actual quarter. But, yeah, they probably would be 4.8 ounce. I bet you that machine was like, you took that machine where? You know? Because I'm sure somebody was running a little deal there and probably got lost at where the machine went. Because I guarantee you that business would have been broken into. So, way to hide it. They make them out of pottery. You see them coming from overseas and stuff like that. So, but I was looking over. Watching the highlights, looked like they scored again, but no. We had Texas pranksters play a game of beer pong at an intersection. You know, people do everything. They stop TV and screw off. Well, apparently some Texas pranksters decided to do is interrupt traffic by setting out a folding card table and playing beer pong. The video was shared more than 1,000 times, received both laughs and criticism. Two men said they were just trying to have a good time. Well, you know, you could also end up doing is being on a horn ornament of a car. So it's probably not a good idea, that. We got about 4 minutes left of the show here. Earlier I produced Whiskey Cards and Scars with Johnny Blender, and I also produced Sports Insider with Glenn, and both great shows. We got a bunch of other shows. Tomorrow night I'll be producing Night Talk with Joe Rocks. He is the star maker, as I call him, yeah, Joe Savino. But and then I'll be back on Friday night for Street Talk. We have, like to talk about the weird stuff in the news, anything like that. But really, when you don't have a lot of chance to prepare for a show, this is what you get. So it says, it says, Nightly News Live. Comey releases testimony before hearing. I can't wait to... Carl, welcome to the show. It said Comey released a prepared statement before Thursday's testimony. So how can you... Well, I'm hoping for his sake he doesn't perjure himself. Because if he does, he'd be looking at some time, because this is a little different White House. I bet your ass I will cause havoc on Joe's show. And I'm waiting for my monogram cigar box. That's what I'm looking for. So I will do is definitely send you my address. And I'm getting some Straight Talk cups made up. So I've been doing a little design work there. So we're going to have looking for really a neon green coffee cup. Because I want it to look like it's toxic, you know. So I know you could just let the coffee sit in there for a while and it'll get to that color, but no, I don't want to do that. So yeah, definitely tune in for tomorrow night on Straight Talk, Night Talk with Joe Rocks, and make sure you give it just harass his ass. So, but they had a poll. I had to laugh. It says, who looks more like Bill Clinton? What's his name? Danny. It was on Infowars.com. Who looks more like Bill Clinton? Danny Williams or Chelsea Clinton? And the votes are, there's 2,007 votes, which is 93% of the vote total for Danny Williams, and only 7% of the votes for Chelsea. So I had to laugh at that. I'm like, well, you know, of course, Danny, looks a lot like Bill. And he says he's his son. So I wish they'd do is make him take a paternity test. Just about anybody else would. But since he's an ex-president, they won't make him. So anybody else would sit there and probably could file for it. And I guarantee they got his DNA. Tell him to go over to Monica. Monica probably got still some DNA left. Maybe she can do is give a little bit to Danny so he can go test it. Well, it's that time of the night. We're calling it in. We'll see you tomorrow night on Night Talk with Joe Rocks. And we're going to go out. We're going to leave. Let me see. We'll leave it. We'll leave you out with something. Maybe a little. Here you go.